Phantom Dancer got a few buffs recently in Ragnarok Mobile Eternal Love. One of the buffs is, Rogue Summons Night Shadow attacks type now changes to follow its master, and its combo arrow damage ratio is increased from 80% to 100%. So sounds like a great buff, right? Elemental advantage should be great. The shadows, which you can summon up to 3, do a ton of damage too, and it was great even before the buff. So the devs would have properly tested these summons post-buff, right? Right? Well, unfortunately the community had discovered a huge damage loss for Night Shadows. Cremisi said these shadows only inherit the neutral damage increase, not any of the elemental bonuses you have. Today I'm going to show in a video how big the damage drop is in hopes that the devs will fix it as soon as possible or revert it back to what it was before. Hopefully this is video proof that it is not working as expected. I will be using the Museum Dragon in Legend mode, and there is a 50% reduction for both fire and neutral element type. Here I set the dummy. Next I show I have 38% neutral damage. I summon my Night Shadow and it does 511,000 damage. Next I equip Empress Jib's star card to give me a big boost in neutral damage. Now my neutral damage is at 63%. My Night Shadow now hits for 600,000 damage, which is proof that the neutral damage increase will affect the Shadow's damage. Next I eat a Flame Heart to convert to fire. I have 113% fire damage with my setup. My Shadow Clone now does 128,000 damage, a huge drop from 600,000 damage, which is what the community was complaining about, a steep drop in damage when facing some of these tough PvE instances. Next, I equip the Moon Wolf card for more fire damage. I now have 128% fire damage. I summon my Shadow Clone and it does 128,000 damage, which is unchanged. So even though my fire elemental damage had increased, it did nothing, which is what Cremisi was saying. Next, in what situation will using fire element actually increase my Night Shadow's damage post buff? Here I set my dummy to demi-human, large, undead, and normal monsters. This should have no elemental reductions. With fire elemental on, my shadow does 15.3 million damage. It does have elemental advantage over undead. Next use Magnum Break and go back to neutral. My damage is 12.5 million, which is lower than the 15.3 million damage when using fire, and this is when there is no reductions. Next I show my stats. I have 63% neutral damage increase, which did worse than the elemental advantage of using fire against undead, even though my fire elemental damage increase isn't being inherited by my Night Shadows. So this is probably how the devs had tested this. If there's no reductions, then yes, it could do better, but I would prefer it to be consistent with how neutral works and inherit my own elemental damage increase because it would make more sense, honestly. Before I continue, I want to thank LDCloud for sponsoring this video. I've used LDCloud for many months and it's made my life much simpler. I use the unlimited multi-instances to help manage multiple Ragnarok mobile accounts. For example, here I have 2 alts to help me with my instances and boss hunting. I click on this button and I can select my second instance and then manage my second class. It's super smooth and responsive. These instances run stable and uninterrupted 24/7, so I could park my character in Void Maps or Abyss Lake and be AFK while on auto. I'm happy I can do this stuff without consuming my phone or computer's RAM or battery. I've used instances in Singapore to access Southeast Asia games and United States for global games, which is great to get past region lock games. To get started, register through my exclusive link to enjoy a 6-hour free trial with no download required. Here I visit the link with my web browser, then click register now. I register with my Google account, and then I see the 0.27 US credit, which lets me try it out for 6 hours for free. And yes, you can also use this on your web browser too. So definitely give it a try. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Now I'll end off the video with some Shadow fun. As much as I like meme builds, this one is pretty bad. Despite Phantom Dancers getting lots of buffs, it still is nowhere near that of a hero class. Maybe if the shadows did more damage or Illusion Storm did more damage over time with a high frequency, it would be better. But it is cool that the illusions can do a lot of damage. At the end, I let my illusions take down the boss while I run around. So personally, I don't think these changes were impactful enough to really affect Phantom Dancer, so I don't think it really affected the tier that I previously had put it to. Well, that's all. I hope the devs will fix the Phantom Dancer's Night Shadow, either back to what it was before, or to actually inherit our elemental damage increase. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I recommend, and if you want class recommendations, check out this playlist over here.